Okay, this is Algebra 2. This is part 3 of the Algebra 2 second semester review. We're picking up at number 34. Find the next 4 terms of the arithmetic sequence. So what you're going to do is figure out what your common difference is first. And you would say 4.3 minus 3. So if you went to your calculator and you said 4.3 minus 3, you get 1.3. I would double check. 5.6 minus 4.3 is also 1.3. So I know that it really is 1.3. So then to find the next terms, you're going to start with the last one, which was 5.6. And you're going to say plus 1.3, plus 1.3, plus 1.3, plus 1.3. And that gives you the next 4 terms. So 6.9, 8.2, 9.5, and 10.8 are the next 4 terms. Number 35 wants you to find the next 4 terms of the geometric sequence. So you got to find your common ratio. And you're going to divide. You're going to go to your calculator and you're going to say 49 divided by 343. And probably want to go math, enter, and make that a fraction. And it's 1/7. 7 divided by 49 is the same thing. If I do math, enter. So my ratio here is 1/7. So I'm multiplying by 1/7 every time. So we're going to start with 7 times, and you probably need to put parentheses, 1 divided by 7. And you get 1. So the next term is going to be 1. And then 1 times 1/7 is going to be 1/7. Then 1/7 times 1/7 is going to be 1 over 49. And then 1 over 49 times 1/7 is going to be 1 over 343. You could use your calculator to do that. Number 36 wants you to find or evaluate the limit as n approaches infinity of 2n over 5n plus 1. This is where you take everything and put over the largest exponent. So it's going to be 2n over n all over 5n over n plus 1 over n. So your n's cancel and it gives you 2. Over your n's cancel and it gives you 5 plus 1 over n. You're going to have to find the limit. So that's where you do your 1 divided by 100 and 1 divided by 500. And as you get really big numbers, it's getting really close to 0. So your limit there is 0. So your answer is going to be 2 over 5. 37 wants you to find the 7th term of the geometric sequence if A1 is 2.2 and R is 2. The formula for this is AN is equal to A1 times R to the n minus 1. So A7 is equal to A1, which is 2.2, times R, which is 2, to the n minus 1, n is 7. I know n is 7 because that's the term they told me to find. So then I would just take my calculator and punch all that in. So I would say 2.2 times 2 rooftop 7 minus 1 is 6. And I would get 140.8 for my answer. 140.8. 38 wants you to find the sum of the infinite series, 1 over 20 plus 1 over 40 plus 1 over 8. You have to start by figuring out what R is. So you would take your calculator and you would say open 1 divided by 40, close, divided by open 1 divided by 20, because you're taking the 2 terms next to each other and you're dividing, and you get 0.5. So R is 0.5 on this. So then your formula is S of n is equal to A1 over 1 minus R. So S is equal to A1, which is 1 over 20, all over 1 minus 0.5. So you would take your calculator, be careful, make sure that you're using parentheses. So open for the top, 1 divided by 20, close, divided by, open for the bottom, 1 minus 0.5, close the bottom, and you get 0.1. So the answer to this is 0.1. Number 39 wants you to find the 20th term of the arithmetic sequence. If A1 is 7 and D is 4, so the AN is equal to A1 plus n minus 1 times d. So A20 is going to be equal to A1, which is 7, plus n minus 1, so 20 minus 1, times d, which is 4. So using your calculator, you would say 7 plus open, 20 minus 1, close 4, and you would get 83. So the 20th term on this would be 83, and that's your answer there. Okay, going to the next page. The last page, maybe. Nope, getting close to it, though. Evaluate 7 factorial over 3 factorial, 2 factorial. You're simply going to do it in the calculator, but the trick is to make sure you use parentheses on the bottom. 7, math, go over to probability and choose 4 to get your exclamation point. Divided by open, 3, math, probability, 4, 2, math, probability, 4, close parentheses. If you don't put parentheses around the bottom, you're not going to get the right answer. It's 420. Okay, thinking way back, we have matrices. If we're subtracting, you just subtract corresponding elements, and so 8 minus 0 is 8. 3 minus negative 7, you might want to use your calculator for the double signs, but that's going to be 10. Negative 1 minus 6 is negative 7. Negative 1 minus 2 is negative 3. That's your answer. 42, you're going to have to distribute your 5 and distribute your 2 first. So you're going to say 5 times negative 4 is negative 20. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 10 is 50. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times negative 1 is negative 5. And 5 times 1 is 5. Plus 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. 2 times 1 is 2. And 2 times 0 is 0. Now you got to add them to get your final answer. Negative 20 plus 12 is going to be negative 8. 30 plus 10 is going to be 40. 50 plus negative 6 is going to be 44. 5 plus negative 4 is 1. Negative 5 plus 2 is negative 3. And 5 plus 0 is 5. 43 wants you to multiply. Remember that you got to do rows by column. So 2 rows by 3 columns. And 3 rows by 1 column. So these have to be the same. They are. It works. My answer is going to be a 2 by 1. So we have 2 rows, 1 column. So I'm going to take row 1 times column 1. So this is going to be like 0 times 2 plus 1 times 2 plus 1 times 2. And then I'm going to take row 2 times column 1. So it's 1 times 2 plus 1 times 2 plus 0 times 2. So 0 times 2 is 0, plus 1 times 2 is 2, plus 1 times 2 is 2. So I have 4. 1 times 2 is 2, plus 1 times 2 is 2, plus 0 times 2 is 0, and 4. And so this is my answer. Okay, this time I think I really am taking you to the last page. Looking at number 44, find the value of the determinant. Remember, it is multiply your diagonals and then subtract. So it's negative 1 times negative 2 minus 5 times negative 3. So that's 2 plus 15, so it would be 17. 45 wants you to use Cramer's rule. Cramer's rule is EB FD over ABCD. That's for X. And then you have AECF over ABCD for Y. So A is in front of X in the first one, B, C, D, E, F. So A, B, C, D, E, F, if that helps you. So EBFD means negative 1, negative 2, 3, 1. All over ABCD is going to be 1, negative 2, 2, 1. And then over here on the other one, it's going to be 1, negative 1, 2, 3, over 1, negative 2, 2, 1. So negative 1 times 1 minus 3 times negative 2, you're going to have negative 1 minus negative 6, so negative 1 plus 6, you're going to have a 5 on top, over 1 minus negative 4, so that's 1 plus 4, 5, so you have a 1 for x. That should say x equals. And then 1 times 3 is 3 minus a negative 2, so 3 plus 2 is going to be 5 over, this should still be 5, so y is also equal to 1. Okay, doesn't always work out that they're the same thing. 46, solve each matrix by using inverse matrices. Set up your two equations. Okay, like we were multiplying. This is going to become, okay, I'll tell you what, we're going to call it a moment of weakness. Everybody's tired at the end of the year, whatever you want to call it. 45 is a good round number to end our review on, so we're going to skip 46 and 47. I will not put them on the semester exam. Okay, so there's my little end of the year gift to you. So that means you're done with the review. You need to make sure you understand everything on it. Make sure you have all of your formulas written very well on the review. I'm going to let you use the review when you take the test. I am not going to let you use everything else in your notebook. So you better have really good notes on this review. All right, come see me if you have questions.